Picture the scene. It's January 20th, 2026. We are in Davos, Switzerland, the World Economic Forum.
Right.
The air outside is, that biting alpine cold, but inside the Congress Center, the atmosphere is just suffocatingly hot.
Huh.
This is the room where the world is run.
Absolutely. The highest stakes room on the planet.
Exactly. You've got these global elites packed shoulder to shoulder, heads of state, tech billionaires, architects of the global economy.
And the tension is just, you can feel it.
You can. The global order is fracturing, trade wars are looming, and at the podium you have former Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He's giving this keynote on geopolitical strategy.
But here's the thing.
Here's the thing. The eyes of the world, they're not really glued to him. They're all fixated on the front row. Because sitting there in a tan cardigan and a pencil skirt isn't a diplomat, it's not a foreign minister. It's the woman who's saying, "I kissed a girl."
The cameras flash, the crowd freezes. And just like that, Hollywood and global politics, they don't just blur, they completely dissolve into one another.
Welcome to StarScope Report.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral scandals.
From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And today, we are breaking down the headline that has the internet absolutely spiraling. Did Katy Perry really trade Legolas for a liberal leader?
We're dissecting the timeline, the hard launch, and the wildly different reactions from their very famous exes.
It's what you might call a strategic synthesis. You have two massive brands, one political, one cultural, merging at a time when, frankly, both of them really needed a pivot.
Okay, so let's strip away all the tabloid noise and just look at the facts. To figure out how we got to that front row in Davos, we have to go back to the summer of 2025.
And looking at the reports from places like People and InStyle, that window between single and taken was just incredibly narrow.
Narrow is putting it lightly.
Seriously. So June 2025, that's the cutoff. Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom announced their split. This was a 9-year relationship.
9 years. They have a daughter together, Daisy Dove.
Right. And all the sources, they stick to the same script. Conscious uncoupling.
Which is usually PR code for "we have very good lawyers," isn't it?
Usually, yeah. But in this case, the sources do suggest the strain was real. She was on her Lifetime's tour. He was off filming. The distance just sort of eroded the foundation.
Okay, so that's June.
That's June. Now, fast forward just a few weeks. July 28th, 2025.
Not even 2 months later.
Not even. Katy Perry is in Montreal for her tour. And she gets spotted dining at this very high-end, very public place called Le Violon.
With Justin Trudeau.
And this wasn't just like a quick coffee. According to reports, this date lasted 14 hours.
14 hours. I don't think I could spend 14 hours with my own family, let alone on a first date. What do you even talk about for that long?
Not the marathon, right. But that kind of duration, it signals something specific. It usually indicates this really high level of intellectual or emotional connection, like a deep dive.
That makes sense.
And you have to remember the context for him, too. He'd separated from his wife, Sophie, in 2023, stepped down as PM in early 2025. He's this famous bachelor, but he carries this unique kind of baggage that maybe only someone with equal fame could ever really understand.
That's a great point. I mean, there are very few people on the planet who get the isolation of that level of visibility.
Exactly. It's the bubble of fame. Your circle of trust is microscopic. So finding someone who just gets the security protocols, the lack of privacy, the media scrutiny, that creates an instant, intense bond.
So they have this marathon date in July. Then the very next night, he's at her concert in Montreal with his daughter.
Rocking out. Sources said instant connection. But then things go quiet for a little while.
Until October.
Until October. And this is where we go from rumors to visual confirmation.
The yacht photos.
The yacht photos. They get leaked. The pair are kissing, embracing on a yacht off the coast of Santa Barbara.
And you can't really spin yacht PDA as, just friends discussing climate policy.
No. Yacht PDA is the universal sign for we are a thing. But what's fascinating is how Katy handled it. 2 days after the photos leak, she's on stage in London. A fan proposes to her.
Oh, I saw this clip. It was everywhere.
It was. And her response was just a masterclass in media control. She says, you really should have asked me about 48 hours ago.
It was so cheap.
And then she follows it with, I heard I was single. That's interesting.
It's playful, but it's also a confirmation. She's controlling the narrative instead of, letting it control her.
Precisely. No press release, no tearful interview, just a joke on her own stage. But if you think a yacht makeout session is wild, wait until you hear how a Halloween costume and a Japanese prime minister made it official. That's coming up.
Loving this deep dive into celebrity chaos. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next scandal.
Okay, so this is where we get to the hard launch.
My favorite part. Because usually a couple goes Instagram official with, like, a nice selfie, right? A dinner picture.
Right. Trudeau and Perry did it with a Halloween costume and basically a diplomatic incident.
Halloween 2025. Tell us about it.
So Justin Trudeau posts a photo on his Instagram with his son, Hadrian. Now, usually politicians, even former ones, they pick safe costumes. Han Solo, Superman.
Very safe.
Trudeau is dressed as a shark. But not just any shark.
He was left shark.
He was left shark from her 2015 Super Bowl show.
For anyone who maybe missed that piece of internet history, can you explain the significance of left shark?
Of course. So during Katy's Super Bowl halftime show, one of her backup dancers, the one on the left, completely forgot the choreography.
He was just flailing. It was glorious.
Totally offbeat, just doing his own thing. It became this instant viral meme for, like, beautiful, magnificent failure.
So you have a former G7 leader, a man who sat across from world leaders, dressing up as a meme about incompetence.
It sounds insane, but strategically it's brilliant. It's this thing called high-status humor. He's flipping the power dynamic. He's not the stiff politician anymore. He's secure enough to be the butt of the joke.
He's saying, I get it. I'm in on the joke.
Exactly. And it signals to her massive fan base that he respects her world. But if Halloween was the fun part, December was the serious part.
Right. Tokyo.
They're in Tokyo, and they don't just post a selfie eating sushi, which they did do. They had lunch with the former Japanese Prime Minister, Fumio Kishida, and his wife.
A double date with a former head of state. That's next level.
And what's really significant is that after, Kishida posted on social media and referred to Katy Perry as Trudeau's partner.
Wow.
In diplomatic language, that's huge. That's a validation. It legitimizes the relationship on a world stage.
Which brings us right back to Davos, January 2026. The context here is pretty serious. Tensions are high between Canada and the U.S. There are reports of President Trump making threats about Canada becoming the 51st state.
It's volatile. And Trudeau gets up to give this keynote on soft power versus hard power.
Can you break that down for us?
Sure. Hard power is coercion. Military might, economic sanctions, do what I say or else. Soft power is attraction. It's influence through your culture, your values, making people want what you want.
Like American movies or K-pop.
Exactly. And Trudeau does something so clever in this speech. He uses his relationship with Perry to prove the point. He tells this anecdote about a date with an unnamed American girl in Montreal.
And everyone in the room knows who he's talking about.
Of course. Katy's sitting right there. He says she ordered a Jack and Coke, and the waiter told her, sorry, we don't have American alcohol. He uses it as this example of Canadians standing up for themselves through a grassroots boycott.
He used a date night story to talk about a trade war.
He did. It's a surreal moment, a pop star being used as a geopolitical metaphor.
But while Katy is sitting front row at the WEF, her ex-husband, Russell Brand, is on a stage in Phoenix screaming. We've got the X-Files coming up next.
So the reactions from the X's, they're like a perfect case study in branding. You've got three totally different archetypes.
Okay, let's break them down. First up, Sophie Gregoire, Trudeau's ex-wife.
Right. She appeared on a podcast in November 2025. And instead of being catty, she was just incredibly classy. She said, we're human beings and stuff affects us. But her motto was, I choose to try to listen to the music instead of the noise.
Listen to the music instead of the noise. That's a great line.
It's so emotionally intelligent. She's protecting your peace, protecting your kids, and just refusing to get into the drama.
Okay, then we have Orlando Bloom.
Orlando's reaction was honestly hilarious. The satirical news site The Onion ran a headline, Orlando Bloom spotted at dinner with Angela Merkel.
That's amazing. A perfect parody.
And it had a fake AI image of him with the former German chancellor. So what does Orlando do? He comments on the post with 3 clapping hands emojis.
He applauded it.
He applauded the joke.
Yeah.
It just shows he's secure, he's unbothered. He's basically telling the world, I'm fine, this is funny, good luck to them. It totally reinforces that their split was amicable.
And then there's Russell Brand.
And this is where the tone just shifts completely. Brand, her ex-husband, from like 2010, he's at a Turning Point USA event in December.
And he does not hold back.
Not at all. He told the crowd, I was okay with Orlando Bloom, but Justin Trudeau, come on, man. Then he calls Trudeau a globalist stooge and says, don't put me in a category with that guy.
Wow. It feels so personal.
It is, but it's also political, right? Brand has pivoted hard into this right-wing commentary space. He's using his ex-wife's new relationship to feed his own content machine and rile up his base. It's less about her and more about reinforcing his own brand.
So you have peace, humor, and then just pure conflict. It's amazing how one event can trigger such different reactions.
It really is. And if we zoom out, back to Katy and Justin, this whole thing feels like a rebranding for both of them.
Oh, so?
Well, think about Trudeau. He's out of office. His popularity had waned. By dating Katy Perry, he stays relevant, but in this softer, more glamorous way. He's a celebrity statesman now, not just a retired politician.
And for Katy.
Katy had been facing some criticism about her career, people calling it a flop era. By aligning with a world leader, appearing at Davos, she gets gravitas. She moves from just pop star to cultural diplomat.
It's a mutually beneficial exchange of social capital. He gets relevance, she gets seriousness.
It's the ultimate pivot. And it leaves us with a question, doesn't it? In a world of hard power, is the ultimate weapon actually a pop star and a former PM eating sushi?
That's the final thought to mull over. If you want to know if Orlando actually does cull Angela Merkel, make sure you're subscribed.
In a world where hard power seems to be getting scarier every day, maybe we're all underestimating the true power of celebrity.
You've been listening to StarScope Report, where we uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.